Schumer mocks Trump. I am sure we won't be hearing any more about illegal immigration. Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer DNY jabbed President Trump this. Now, this is an historic night. Has announced that he has cut a deal to greatly. Now that that problem is solved, I am sure we won't be hearing any more about it in the future. The president had threatened to slap a 5% tariff on all goods from Mexico starting next week if the country did not ramp up its efforts to curb illegal border crossings into the U.S. Trump that a deal had been reached to avoid the duties after negotiations with Mexican officials in Washington, saying the Mexican government would stem the tide of migration through Mexico, and to our southern border. This is being done as part of the deal. Mexico will beef up its National Guard presence at its southern border to stem the flow of Central American migrants northward, boost intelligence sharing with the U.S. and allow the U.S. to deport migrants seeking asylum to Mexico to await adjudication, according to the State Department. Mexico also. Illegal immigration has long been a centerpiece of Trump's political agenda and rhetoric going back to his 2016 presidential campaign. Under his presidency, lawmakers from both parties had urged Trump this week not to go through with his threat to impose tariffs on Mexico, which has become the United States' top trading partner, voicing concerns that such a move could hurt economic growth and derail a push to ratify a revised trade agreement with Mexico and Canada. The GOP leader argued that Republicans
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.